Hello guys, what's up and welcome back. This is Everything Health with Nurse Dara. In this channel we get to discuss different topics related to health. If you're seeing this face for the first time, I am Nurse Chidera Cynthia. I'm a registered nurse, registered midwife, registered public health nurse, and a Bachelor of Nursing Science degree holder, currently practicing here in Nigeria. So in today's video, I'm going to be teaching you guys how to get pregnant in this year 2024 when you have irregular cycles, and we're going to be starting by how to calculate your ovulation day with irregular cycles, and then how to use the ovulation test predictor kit. Is going to help you. Trust me, if you follow my teachings in this video religiously, by the special grace of God, before the middle of this year, you're going to come back in this video's comment section with your testimony. So as long as all other parameters of fertility are okay for you, you do not have any cause of infertility, just that you're not calculating it well, you're not getting your ovulation day because you have irregular cycles, this video is definitely for you and it is going to help you. So let's get right into the video. So I'm going to start this video by explaining the difference between irregular periods and irregular cycle or varying cycle lengths. There are two different things, okay? The normal range of menstrual cycle for women is between 21 to 35 days. 21 to 35 days. This is the normal range of menstrual cycle for women. So women who have less than 21 days, that is 20 days or 19 days or 18 days or less than that, and women who have greater than 35 days, that is 36 days or 37 days and so on, are known to have what we call irregular periods. This means that these women can miss their period some months. Maybe they get their period the month of January, they don't see their period February, then March they get their period, they don't see it again till May, some they don't see it again till August. This is what we call irregular periods. Then they don't see it till August, they just keep skipping the period. Maybe in a year they only see their period 5 times or 4 times. This is what we call irregular periods, and it is different from varying cycle lengths. Varying cycle length means that your cycle length falls within these 21 to 35 days, but it varies every month. That means this month you can have 24 days cycle, next month you have 28 days cycle, another month you have 27, another month you have 26, another month you have 24. You just have different cycle lengths. That is what we call varying cycle lengths. I also call it irregular cycles because the cycle is not regular. So how do you know if you have irregular cycle lengths or varying cycle lengths? You need to calculate your menstrual cycle length for at least a period of 6 months. It can be more than 6 months, but at least up to 6 months. And if you're getting different menstrual cycle lengths, just like this lady, for the month of July she got 27 days, for the month of August she got 25 days, for the month of September she got 24 days, for the month of October she got 28 days, for the month of November she got 26 days, and for the month of December she got 25 days. You can see she calculated her menstrual cycle length for up to 6 months, and she kept on getting different menstrual cycle lengths. If you calculate yours for up to 6 months and you're getting different menstrual cycle lengths, it means your cycle length is irregular. But then if you calculated for at least up to 6 months and you got one particular number, one particular menstrual cycle length, take for instance you got 27 days and then you kept on getting 27 days all through those 6 months you calculated, that means your cycle is regular and your cycle length is 27 days. But I'm going to be teaching women who have varying cycle lengths or irregular cycle how to calculate their ovulation day and tips that will help them get pregnant faster with irregular cycle. So this is January 2024 calendar, and let's calculate this woman's menstrual cycle and ovulation day for this month. So let's take for instance for the month of January, this lady got her period on the 2nd of January. It can be 2nd, it can be 3rd, it can be any day. In fact, let me use 3rd. Let's take for instance her period started on the 3rd of January. On the 3rd of January, and then the period can last for 3 days, 4 days, 5 days. How many days the period wants to last is not a problem in calculating the ovulation day. okay? Then her period lasted for day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, and day 5. Her period lasted for 5 days. Then the period stopped. Then the next time she got her period again was on the 25th of January. Let's take for instance, she got her next period on the 25th of January. So how do you calculate her menstrual cycle to know her cycle length for the month of January? This is just how to calculate the menstrual cycle, okay? It is from the first day of your period to the last day before your next period. You start counting from the first day you got your period, the first day that flow started, till the last day before the next period. And we said that her next period was on the 25th of January. The first day she saw her period was day 1. This is day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, day 5. Then you keep counting. Day 6, day 7, day 8, day 9, day 10, day 11, day 12, day 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. So this means this woman's menstrual cycle length for the month of January is 22 days. For the month of January, she got 22 days. Okay? The day her next period started is day 1 of another cycle. This is day 1 of another cycle. This is day 2, day 3, day 4, day 5, day 6, day 7, and so on. You enter February. 1st of February is day 8. You keep counting. Then you stop counting a day before you get the next period. So how do we calculate ovulation day for people with irregular cycle? We subtract 11 from the highest number we got, the highest cycle length the woman got after calculating her cycle length for a period of 6 months. The highest number, you subtract 11 from it. Then you look for the lowest number and you subtract 18 from it. So she got 28 days as the highest number. So she will subtract 11 from 28 days. The lowest number is 22 days. She will subtract 18 from 22. That is how she's going to get her fertile period. So if you're wondering where this 18 and 11 came from, this is the average length for luteal phase for every woman. Okay, the luteal phase is just the number of days a woman spends before her next period starts. After her ovulation day, the number of days she spends before she gets her next period, that is the luteal phase, and the average number is 11 to 18. So that is why we're using 11 and 18 for women who have irregular cycle. So this is just a fixed number. So if you have irregular cycle and you calculate your menstrual cycle for a period of 6 months and you're getting different cycle lengths, it must not be like this. You can get like 25 days here, 26 days. Some even get 30, 32, 35. Just list down all the cycle lengths you got, and then you pick the highest number from there. You subtract 11 from it, and you pick the lowest number from the cycle lengths you got, and you subtract 18 from it. That is how you're going to get your fertile days. She subtracted 11 from 28 and got 17. Then she subtracted 18 from 22 days and got 4. So this simply means her fertile days will start from cycle day 4 to cycle day 17. This is day 4, right? Where is day 17? This is day 17. So all these days, okay, all these days to here is going to be this lady's fertile period. Is going to be her fertile days. It means she's going to ovulate one of these days. So this means her fertile days starts from cycle day 4 to cycle day 17, and it's going to remain like that even for the next cycles. So whenever she get her period, she's going to know that from cycle day 4 to cycle day 17 is going to be her fertile days. For next month, cycle day 4 to cycle day 17 will be her fertile days. Next 2 months, the same thing. Next 3 months, the same thing. This is just going to be her fertile days every month. So now that you've learned how to calculate your ovulation day when you have irregular or varying cycle length, what to combine with this to get pregnant faster is the use of ovulation test kits. I have 2 different types here that I'm going to be showing you, and that is this and this video is not sponsored by any of them. I'm just trying to show you what ovulation test kits looks like. We have different types in the market. You can get any type you want, but the important thing is to use ovulation test kits. Combine it with this, with the calendar method, and it will help you get pregnant faster when you have irregular cycle lengths. So my advice is this: after calculating and then you find out your fertile days, like hers is going to start from cycle day 4 to cycle day 17, you start testing, you start tracking with ovulation test kits. You monitor the progression of the test till you get a positive test result. Then that will be the right time to start having intercourse with your partner to get pregnant. So this is how to use the ovulation test strips. This is what it looks like, okay? So every day all you have to do is to urinate into a plastic. This particular one comes with something like this, a little container like this, where you can urinate inside, and then you take this strip from here, dip it inside the urine, place it on a flat surface for at least 10 minutes, and then after 10 minutes it's going to read. You have two lines. One of the lines is a control line, while the one that will be faint from the beginning of the test, and the faint line will start progressing till it gets darker, is the test line, and that is the line you should be monitoring. So you keep testing every day. That faint line is going to be progressing from being faint to becoming darker and darker and darker till it gets as dark as the control line, or even darker than the control line. That is how you know you've gotten a peak, that is a positive ovulation test. And once you get the positive test, that will be the right time to start having intercourse with your partner to get pregnant, because it simply means you're going to ovulate in the next 12 to 24 hours. That is what the positive ovulation test strip means. So as you're doing all these tests with the ovulation test strips, you get a notebook where you're documenting all of them, attaching the test strips to the notebook. So with the permission of a friend who I taught how to do this, I'm going to be using her notebook to teach you guys how to document these strips and how to attach them to your notebook as well. Okay, it's going to help you to be organized and to know what is happening with your body, know when you're ovulating and when you're not ovulating. It is really going to be helpful for you. So this is what this notebook looks like. If you look here, you're going to see cycle 27, and this is because she has been tracking her cycle from January 2022 up till date. So as at 26 November, this is cycle 27, and this is how to keep record. Starting from cycle day, the date, BBT is for temperature charts. If you're charting your temperature, you can be documenting it here. Time, period, then LH test strips is going to be here. LHP means low, high, peak, and it's just a remark for when you start testing. Then start dates, that is the period days. This is 26 November because her period for this month started on the 26th of November, and this makes it cycle day 1. So on the 26th to 30th, she saw her period. That is a period of 5 days. She wrote here light flow. This means that on the 5th day the flow was light. Then cycle day 1 to day 10, the next page she continued. Cycle day 11 to day 20. Then she started using the ovulation test strips on cycle day 8 because she's now familiar with her cycle. She has been tracking it from January of 2022 up till now. So she already knows that she can't get a peak result on cycle day 6 or day 7. She just started from day 8 to start testing. So she tested on day 8 and you can see that it is low. That is why she wrote low here. Then she tested again on day 10 and it's still low high because the test line is getting darker. Then she tested again on cycle day 11 and she's documenting the time. Note that you'll be putting down the time you take this test. She took this test 7:55 a.m. She took this one 8 a.m. She took this one 12:31 p.m. So she's documenting the time. Then she took on the cycle day 11, she tested and it wasn't really high. It haven't peaked. So she wrote just high, low high. This was the day she peaked on cycle day 12. she tested again, and you can see that the test line has become darker than the control line. The test line has become darker than the control line, and this is peak. She tested again the next day on cycle day 13, and it's becoming low again, low high. So that means she got her peak on this very day, that is on cycle day 12. So if you're trying to conceive, once you get this peak, this means positive ovulation test, and you're going to ovulate in the next 12 to 24 hours. So this is when to start having intercourse. She's going to ovulate starting from day 12 or day 13 or day 14. So you just start having intercourse once you get a positive result. So this is how she was able to track her cycle. She continued. The next cycle, she did the same thing. She got her period on the 20th of December. She started again. 20th of December, 21st, that is day 1. And this is her period. This Y simply means yes. And then she continued and started tracking on cycle day 9 and got a low ovulation test. Then she continued. On cycle day 11, 7:15 a.m., she tested again and got a low result. The next day, cycle day 12, she got low high. It haven't peaked. Then on the 13th, cycle day 13, she got her peak at 8:59 a.m. So this simply means she's going to ovulate in the next 12 to 24 hours. And this will be the right time to start having intercourse if you're trying to conceive. So the trick here, if you're doing this for the first time, if you want to start documenting for the first time after writing all this down, please, once you're done seeing your period, after the last day of your period, from the next day, start testing, start documenting these strips from here. She's starting from here because she has been doing this for a long time. She knows she can never get a positive result from here. But if you're doing it for the first time, start from here. After your last period, you start testing. And the example I gave in the calendar method, the lady's fertile period started from cycle day 4 to cycle day 17. So for her, what she's going to do is to start testing after her period. If the day 4 falls in on her period, she can jump that day. Immediately after her period, she starts testing till she gets a positive ovulation test. Okay? And then once she gets the positive ovulation test, she starts having intercourse, and her chances of getting pregnant are going to be very high. So you can see that because she has been doing this for a long time, she already knows that she usually gets her peak around cycle day 12, 13, 14. So most of the time, she doesn't even start testing from here. She just waits for cycle day 11, then she starts testing. So it's good to do this and get used to your cycle, get used to your body, know when you usually ovulate. You can see she got her peak on cycle day 12 here. She got her peak on cycle day 12 here again, 11th October. Here again, 15th September, she got her peak on cycle day 12. 20th August, she got her peak on cycle day 14. 26th July, she got her peak on cycle day 14. 30th June, she got her peak on cycle day 13. So you just keep doing this and know when you usually get your peak, and that means your ovulation is around that time. So at the back of her notebook, she documents her menstrual cycle length, the days she got her peak, ovulation day stroke peak LH strip. These are the days she got her peak from the day she started tracking. And I told you she started from January 2022. This was when the period started. 31st January 2022, the next period. You can see it keeps going like that. So these are the varying cycle lengths she got all those months. This is just her listing out the cycle. This was her first cycle, the second cycle, the third cycle, the fourth cycle that she has been testing. So she has been getting varying cycle lengths. Month of February, she got 24 days. Month of March 2022, she got 24 days. April 2022, she got 29 days. She just kept on getting different days, and she kept on documenting. December 2022, 26 days. You can see the varying cycle lengths. Then she continued. Her last period was on the 20th December 2023 and the cycle length was 24 days. She got a positive ovulation test strip on cycle day 13. I just love how organized this is, and I must say I'm really impressed. She has been consistent with tracking her cycles, and she calls me whenever she doesn't understand anything happening. Like these few days she didn't get a positive ovulation test. She called me and I explained why this may happen. So you can screenshot this notebook and then use it as an example for your own notebook and start tracking. So when I taught my friend how to keep these records from January 2022, she has been consistent with his tracking her cycle every month, getting to know her body and how it works. And she wasn't trying to conceive then. She recently got married and started trying to conceive. And good news, this is her last period, 20th December 2023. She got her positive ovulation test on cycle day 13. She did the baby dance with her husband on cycle day 13, day 14, and day 15, and she started testing for pregnancy from cycle day 18, 19, 20. She tested positive for pregnancy test and she is currently pregnant. So this is her last period for now, 20th December, and you can see that she has stopped tracking. Yes, good news, right? If you keep these records and follow this religiously, you will be the next. So you can see she prepared herself, got to know her body before she got married and started trying to conceive. She got pregnant the second month after her marriage. Got to the end of today's video. I hope these tips are going to help you conceive in 2024 when you have irregular cycles. Even those with regular cycle can still use ovulation test strips. You can use it. It's not only made for people with irregular cycles, you can still use it. Those with irregular periods, you can also use it as well. So if you enjoyed watching this video, please do well to give it a huge thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, leave a comment in the comment section, and I'll be there to respond. If you have any questions, turn on your notification bell because I have more informative and educative videos coming your way on this channel. This is it for now. Stay tuned. Happy New Year and see you in my next one. Bye.